Hello, this is Tom. Welcome to the first Transport Fever gameplay video. Today I have the great pleasure to show you some of the basic gameplay mechanics from the current beta version. Unfortunately, there is by far not enough time to show you everything of the game. In that case, I am only showing a small portion of the endless game, about 10 to 15 years from the usually over 150 years of transportation history. If you are interested in the campaign, we showed one of the missions in a recent developer video blog. As the game is still in development, of course a lot of things will be changed and improved until the release. Today I will show you the basic mechanics of the game, the transportation of passengers and cargo with various vehicles including trains, trams, buses, trucks, ships and planes. The main goal in Transport Fever is to build up a successful transportation company and transport passengers and goods, and at the same time develop the game world. Let's start with passenger transport, and for that I will pick one of the inhabitants of that town and have a closer look at the preferences. As we can see, as everybody else, this lady has a home, a place where she wants to shop and a place where she works. Everything in the same town. She is on foot without a car and her move preference is cheap, in contrast to some other inhabitants which may prefer a fast movement. Let's have a closer look at the various districts in the city. The green living area, the blue commercial area with shopping facilities, and the yellow industrial areas with workplaces. In the neighboring city I already connected all the areas with a bus line, which is also stopping at the train station. If we click on the station, we can see the catchment area representing how far passengers are willing to go to the station by foot. Passengers from the other side of the city will use the bus and switch to the train at the train station. We are back in the city where we had a closer look at the inhabitants. The lady was traveling by foot, probably because the train station, despite being very popular, has a rather small catchment area on its own, but we can extend it very easily by giving the train station a secondary street connection on the back side. This can be done by just upgrading the station with a few clicks. As soon as the second street connection is connected to the city, the catchment area gets much bigger. To also grant the other inhabitants access to the train station, I will also build a bus line in this city. I will just place some bus stops in the various districts and add a new line which will stop at all stations. The last thing we need are buses, therefore we have to construct a depot for street vehicles where we can buy buses. I will buy a couple of them at once because I hope that the new bus line will become very popular very soon and send all the buses on the line at the same time. They will leave the depot all bunched up, but they are very intelligent and will spread out across the line. And even later on, if they for example get stuck in a traffic jams, they will wait at stations to keep enough distance from each other. Let's have a closer look at one of the buses and see if I was right about the utilization of the line. In that case it looks very good. I already can see a lot of passengers sitting in the vehicle. In any case, some passengers miss the bus because of the wrong color. We can just change it so that it matches the color of the line itself. Of course, this can also be done for the complete line at once. Our new bus line seems to be a huge success. A lot of people are already changing from the bus to the train, so I would say it's about time to expand the train line between the cities. Currently only one train is on the line. If we want to add a second one, the easiest way to enable that is to build a section where trains can cross each other. We just add a second track with two switches, and at the fitting signals the line will automatically adapt to the new to the new track configuration, and trains which want to pass each other will use this section to wait for each other at the signals. We are already making some good money with passenger transportations. This would be the perfect moment to extend the line to a new city. There are a couple of buildings in the way of our planned tracks, but fortunately we can spend the money to automatically remove them while building the tracks. The same of course applies to building streets and building stations. I will immediately add a second track because I'm planning on adding a couple of new trains at the latest when we start with cargo transportation. Therefore, we will also need a couple of switches and signals. I will extend the existing train line to also stop in the third city, where I already constructed a terminal station, which also needs some support to reach all of the inhabitants in the whole city. I already constructed a couple of bus stops, but I'm deciding to make a tram line. I just have to upgrade the streets with tram tracks. Bus stops will automatically upgrade to tram stations, and similar as before, I have to build a depot in that case for trams, where I will buy a couple of trams and add them to a new line. As it seems, our plan is working perfectly. People are using the tram line, and thanks to increasing land value, also new buildings are added near the station. The second important topic is the transportation of cargo. As we can see here in the city, the commercial district needs tools, food and goods, while the industry district construction materials, machines and fuel. There are various lengths of cargo chains. One of the shorter ones is the production of food. Close to the city there is a food processing plant which consumes grain and livestock to produce food, which in turn are produced in a farm, which luckily is very well located next to our train tracks. Therefore, the logical step would be to deliver this cargo with the train. I will add a cargo terminal next to the farm and connect it to our existing tracks. On the other side, I will expand the track to the food processing plant and add a cargo station. And because I know we will have a lot of consumers for our food and the plant needs a constant supply of raw materials, I will again add a second track because I want to add a couple of cargo trains later on next to the passenger trains. To deliver grain, we need the fitting type of wagons. These can usually deliver various different types of cargo, like coal, iron ore and so on, but also grain. Very convenient to have the automatic mode, which refits the vehicle depending on which cargo is waiting at the station. For livestock we need another wagon, but the same applies here. It can automatically be refitted. The top speed of the wagons I bought is 120 km per hour, therefore I'm also buying the fitting locomotive and then sending the train on its way. Meanwhile, the farm is already producing its first cargo. Cargo, like passengers, can be tracked across the whole map. It's first put in the output storages of the farm and later on, as soon as the line is active, transferred to the cargo terminal. As we can see here, as soon as the train arrives, the wagons get filled with grain and it is delivered to the food processing plant. As soon as the first delivery is made, the factory immediately starts producing the first pieces of food and production rises. The current limit 100, meaning the current yearly maximum production is 100 units of food. So the output storage of the factory will fill up rather soon, making it necessary to quickly deliver food with trucks into the city. We just have to take care that we build the station near the commercial districts, which, as we might remember, is the consumer of food in the cities. The last thing we need is trucks. Also here the cargo type can automatically be refitted. For example, this truck can carry all cargo types, and it's not very long until the first food is delivered into the city and will help grow the commercial district. Let's use the train twice, delivering food back to the cargo station near the farm. The only thing we have to do is build another truck line to provide a way for the food to get to the near commercial district. Another factory is using crude to produce oil and fuel. Crude is already delivered to the factory. The only thing we need is a consumer for fuel, which in that case can be the industrial district of the city, and a consumer for oil, like this chemical factory, which uses it to produce plastic. The oil refinery as well as the chemical plant is located next to a river, a perfect opportunity to use ships. The river is navigable, interrupted only by this bridge, which doesn't concern us. If a bridge would be in the way of ships, it could be raised. We only have to pay attention to rebuild main connections as soon as possible. You only have to rebuild the bridge and raise it so that ships can pass under it. Also, ships have their own stations. In that case, these are harbors, or in particular cargo harbors. I will build one next to each factory. The industrial plant is a little bit too far away from the harbor, so I will just close the gap with another truck line. Next, I will build a shipyard and buy the fitting ship, and short after, the first delivery is picked up at the harbor. Cities can have a very high cargo demand, which may not be covered by a yearly production of a factory, but if the factory works at maximum capacity for a year, it will expand, build new buildings, and also double its production a couple of times. Back to the city from the beginning. Here I improved the connection to the main station in preparation for the next steps. The move preference of the lady, which we inspected in the beginning of the game, was cheap, but as I already mentioned, other passengers may prefer to go fast. Therefore, we will expand our services with an airport between these two cities. Here is very level ground, and as you can see, I used the existing tracks to add another train station, providing very fast access from the two cities to our new airport. The new airport includes everything we need, terminals and also a plane hangar where I can buy the fitting airplanes. This model is perfectly suitable for short and middle range distances. I quickly add a new line to connect this airport with another already existing one. And I'm very happy to see that already the first passengers are arriving at the airport and already waiting for the plane to depart. It takes some time for the plane to take off and land and do its taxiing to arrive at the terminal, but with its very high acceleration and top speed, it will beat the train most of the time over longer distances, not in terms of price, but in terms of travel time. So we reached the end of this video. I was very happy to give you a first impression on the gameplay. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to show you everything. 150 years of transportation history have a lot of content, not only in regards of trains, but also the development of the cities over the various ages. Also, the cities have a lot of additional needs for cargo, 6M product, but even a much longer list of raw materials and processing steps, including the appropriate industries. We left out the American setting, the campaign mode, the Steam Workshop support, the aging of vehicles, and a long list of yet some other features. If you are interested, some of them were covered in our developer video blogs. All of them are of course to be found on our website. On behalf of the whole team, I would like to express our gratitude for your attention and ongoing interest in Transport Fever. We very much enjoy showing the various aspects of the game. I, once more, are very much looking forward to the next time, and until then, take care and bye bye.